According to C.S. Lewis, you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start from where you are to change the end. Mr. Success, do you agree with that?
Yeah, obviously, I agree with you. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, my name is Apavo Jessica, and I'm going to be your host, and your host is going to be my co-host on today's episode on Talk Your Mind. So can I carry on?
Carry on.
Today we are here with a very industrious, diligent, and self-driven personality. I don't want to say much about him, so can we meet you, sir?
Thank you very much, Jessica. Thank you, Success. And my name is Ughamadu Victor Ebuka. I'm popularly known as Mr. Vice. Actually, Vice is my acronym, meaning VICE, meaning V for Victor, I for Ikenna, and CE Chuku Ebuka.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that came about the name Mr. Vice, and that's what I'm popularly known for. Well, I'm the principal of Caro Favoured College, and like you rightly mentioned, an entrepreneur. I'm just here to give all that my best can be. Thank you.
Okay, let's start from your schooling.
Okay, let me take us down to my primary school. Caro Nursery and Primary School was my first school.
Where you started from?
I started there right from KG down to my primary 6. I think I ended 1997.
Oh.
Yeah. Then I took a step further to King's College, Lagos.
Oh, King's College.
Yeah, the school for kings. Yeah, I rounded up with King's College 2003. Then a year or two after, I secured and gained admission into Nnamdi Azikiwe University, where I studied medical parasitology.
Oh.
Yeah, I rounded up with that 2011. Yeah, and youth service, Niger State. In 2012, I also, furthered on my master's education. I did in London, although online sector with Metropolitan University, where I did education foundation. Yeah, and it's bringing me here to date.
Oh, your lineup of schools from Caro to King's College, from King's College to Nnamdi Azikiwe, then to do your masters and all that. That's very impressive. But now, before we go into details, you started as a teacher, I guess.
Yes, everything about me, it has just been passion driven. Because the truth is, for me to be the principal here, my mom and my parents actually, they groomed me into, because they were also teachers.
Oh.
So they actually put me in that line.
This makes me want to ask this question now. Well, why is it that students of this generation, or children of these generations, don't want to be a teacher? When you tell them, oh, you'll be a teacher in the future, you hear something like, God forbid. What is actually wrong with the teaching profession that students of these days don't want to become?
I see the good or the plus and minus side of this. In honest truth, in one way or the other, are teachers. It doesn't necessarily mean coming to the classroom with your chalk and writing on the board. So far I can inculcate a form of correction. I stand as a teacher representative. So I want to correct the notion that it's not what they think. They are actually teachers, but they are seeing it on the other angle or the other side. Like they rightly said, charity begins from home. The mother is a teacher, the father is a teacher, the children are also teachers to their siblings or to themselves. But as a profession, teaching, yes, many people try to shy away from it, but I wouldn't really blame them. I would want to, it is the reason why we are here. It is the reason why we need to fill that gap, to make them understand the importance of being a teacher.
Because the pay is not much or what?
Yeah, there's a part to that. But let me also clear the minds of people that say that, or people that look at it that way, basically people that are not passion driven for the job. If you are passion driven to be a teacher, you would look less on the pay and understand that there is a life that you need to mold, or there is a life that you want to mold. It's a thing of, don't thank me now. But when you see the result, thank me later. Yeah, so that's the way I
That's why
could
they say
bring it.
teacher's reward is in heaven.
So
But
that's
the reward in heaven,
no, my reward is in heaven and also on earth.
thank you very much for that reply.
Okay. So, how does it feel to be the principal of a school?
Wow. This is my 5th year
As a
as a principal of Caro Favoured College. It's more or less, no one grows old learning. It's a thing of where I stop, someone else must take it up. And I picked up from the former principal, that guided me into what this whole thing is all about. But asking how it has been so far, it's an exciting experience. It's a journey that you feel like, thank God for that thing called passion.
I have a question to ask, but then I will hold on with the question. You said something about passion, but I would want to ask that question now. It's related. You said about something about passion. Let me pause with that question. I will ask something relating to that as we proceed through the interview. So now this question goes, it's not a news, no longer a news that Caro Favoured College is one of the biggest schools in Ajeromi Feludu and Lagos at large. Yeah. So how do you get it?
Okay. The Caro Favoured College, for all I know, is a school for more than, I think we've been on for more than 22 years.
22.
Yes. And
including the primary and secondary?
No, just the secondary.
Okay, secondary 22. Then
the primary it's over. If I attended the primary school, so you should know that the primary is over. It's about 38 to 40 years. Yes. So it's not a small school anyway.
Of course,
it's not a small school.
That's what we're asking.
So let me take you down memory lane. How the whole thing started. It started more like a charity program where my mentor, being my mother, the proprietress, saw the need for that gap that needs to be filled. Starting up here was not the start point. This whole thing started in a one room, somewhere around Okito Street, and the dream. This is the dream of. This is the reality of her dream of yesterday for over 40 years, and we want to do more. And in the area of education, to see how we can, bridge the gap about this community at large. Okay, Caro Favoured College or Caro Favoured Schools, it started just like a day-to-day thing, and with all put together, everyone, I can tell you, everyone be a partaker of this school, the parents, to the children, to the teachers, that has even one way or the other come into this place, has a role to play, or played one role that got us to this place where we are. So I want to give credit to everyone. I can't mention names, but I'm sure you know yourselves. You have one way or the other contributed. But one thing that keeps us moving is that our unique selling point. When I ask this question often. I sell, you sell the same product. But why is it that I am being identified more than these others? And that is the unique selling point I'm talking about.
And something you like to share about
I am A, you are B, you are C. We sell the same thing. It's a school A, school B, school C. All we give is the same academic excellence. But what is that thing that is so special about this?
We don't have.
So there are many things, and it boils down to little things, very little things. One thing I know about us is discipline is top notch. Discipline is top notch is what I am sure she can attest to that. Discipline is top notch is what we won't joke with. And I know it goes a long way considering the area where we are from, Ajegunle. It's this name outside. The name itself speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Anyone that just speaks of I'm from Ajegunle, you have this mentality that this person is you need to be careful in doing things with him or her. So we are here to eradicate that name. The reason why we are here, we can be compared to schools outside the community, schools within the highbrow areas and all that. We can compete with them, we can challenge them, we have done things with them to understand that there is literally nothing. We know so many stars that have come out from this community, Ajegunle. We know how well they are doing within the world map, And if those things are attributed to those ones, what about the schools? So it is not a thing of what we do. It is a thing of your little commitment, and the testimonies outside that brings about more people inside. Yeah, that's how I can.
Thank you very much, sir.
Sir, in 2016 2018, you led a group of students to junior achievement competition. So tell us more about that.
Okay. Before now, I said something about after my youth service and after my master's program, I joined the Caro Favoured Schools as a teacher, actually in the primary section. I saw the need for an improvement. I saw the need to better the lives of people. I saw the need to not just make it a school. I also saw the need to expose these children, following my own background, because where I came from, King's College, we were taught all these things. So it's a thing of going out and bringing things that you've learned back home. So I have a vision, I have a mission also, and I know that something about me. I am this person that I am always awake to young people. I'm always open to see that young people actualize their dream. So what I do is I align myself into some organizations that I feel that share the same vision with me, that I alone cannot single-handedly do. So I attach or I align myself in organizations that share the same vision with me as a way to also render my little form of support. That was what brought me into Junior Achievement Nigeria in 2013 precisely. Yes, I started in 2013 with Junior Achievement, and we went as far as organizing programs for school, company program, financial literacy, work readiness, and all that. These were things that we learned. So what happened? These were things I brought back to the school, far back as 2013. So going to your question, that what led me taking out students out of the country or out of the school? Yeah. So 2013, there was JA, Junior Achievement. They always have this yearly program, annual program, company program, where students are made to, look within the society and solve credible little problems within themselves, with zero capital. And I feel that's a very, very welcome development. Somehow I brought it to the school, to Caro Favoured, and I saw the need for students to start thinking like their parents. I don't think anything is wrong if we have a young CEO. There's nothing wrong. So a student in SS1 becoming a CEO, you could imagine, my name is Victor, blah, 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 I'm the CEO of so company. That sounds so epic, you understand? So these were the things, we nurtured them, we brought them into reality, even while they are still students. That is the concept of company program. We taught them how they can raise funds through selling of shares and how they get back dividends and all that. We taught them how they can easily look at, simple things that they can improve on, simple things that they feel that, there's a problem here. What if it's doing this? What if it's doing that? I can give, for example, let me take this, for example. This was, initially it used to be water that the ice water back then in our time. There was the tie inside the nylon, they seal up the air. I'm not sure it's Gen Z, they don't understand what I'm talking about. So they seal it, they put it inside the fridge. Then at the end, you buy, I think for ₦1, from the bottom you drink. It improved to what we know as the sachet water, the pure water. And some people are not still satisfied with that. And it improved to this bottled water. And some people are not still satisfied with this. Some people find opening this as stress. Now, somebody out there may be thinking of, how can I ease stress? Someone out there is also thinking of, how can I introduce straw as even as a content or as a part of the bottle? Okay, let's take for example the less privileged. Whatever you do, think of people around. The less privileged, those that are amputated, how would they open this? Do you understand? To them, to you, this is nice, this is okay, but to them, it's a problem. So the concept of company program is to look out for little things and credible solutions, and that involves critical what? Thinking and problem solving. So this was what we introduced to the students, and 2013 they went for the competition, although they failed. But their failure was as a way to encourage me to do better. We went back. I will go by the saying of my secondary school: if you fail, look closely to see the reason why you failed. Then you have power to conquer if you only try. And this was the approach we actually adopted. 2014, 2015, we were busy failing, not until 2016. And the reason for our success in 2016 was because we analyzed our failures. We saw reasons why we needed to do better. And lo and behold, 2016, we went for the same competition that we've been failing initially and came first in Nigeria. Not just that, we were set to represent Nigeria in the Africa region. Truly speaking, our students went to Zimbabwe to get the Africa title, but unfortunately they did not. I think they came fourth out of many other African countries. But then we didn't stop there. We felt the need to do better. So 2018, it came again. I was the chaperone. I was the chaperone for 2018. Chaperone as the teacher that accompanied them there. And from the regional level, we came first. Went to the national level where we came first. Went to the Africa level, that is Africa title, where we also came first in Africa. We were supposed to pose for intercontinental, because junior achievement is not just Nigeria. Junior achievement is worldwide. It's a worldwide NGO. So we were supposed to pose for JA Continental. That was when COVID hit. Do you understand? And we had to stop there. So all these things put together with all the involvement with students and myself, it also made me learn so much. I cannot be teaching without having a sense of practice in what I am teaching. It changed so many things about me, my thinking. It changed so many things about my environment. It also made me understand the need to give back to the society. It also made me venture into entrepreneur also, even when I am managing. And to be frank, this was what the school looked at to consider me fit for the position of principal. This was it. So I became the principal here 2020 after that, after the COVID-19 and after my exploration with the students back then, within the years.
I say how why. All right, thank you very much for that response. So we also be right back for this commercial break, then go into the Talk Your Mind section.
Welcome to Emerald House of Pastries and Events, where every bite tells a story and every event is a masterpiece. At Emerald, we don't just bake, we create edible works of art, blending passion to create pastries. Planning an event, we turn dreams into reality with exquisite decor. Visit us today and experience the taste of perfection. Emerald House of Pastries and Events, where sweetness meets sophistication.
All right, welcome back. Sorry, our host, taking your shine. All right, Sam, this is the Talk Your Mind section. But before then, we have a little gift for you from one of our sponsors, Emerald House of Pastry. Yeah, so they don't like the way our guests will come and just go on the show without showing something, So from Emerald House of Pastry, we are giving you this little.
Wow, Emerald House of Pastries, thank you. I really appreciate this. At least let me also eat and have good life.
Officially, you are the first person that will receive this on the show, sir.
Wow, it's a privilege. Thank you very much. I'm so honored.
Okay,
thank you.
Our host, my host, sorry, I'm the co-host for today, so you can have this as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. All right, sir. The Talk Your Mind question, you have to answer it correctly. We ask you two questions, and you have to give the honest question about it.
Yes.
Don't dive here and don't dive here. Just go straight to the point.
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point. And just answer it. Don't lie. Don't try to. Don't meander. Yes. So I'm going to go.
All right.
Over to you. First question.
Okay. The first question is: if you are driving in a car with one seat and it's raining heavily, and you see your wife and your mother on the road, who will you pick?
I'm driving
There's a car that has just one
Just
seat,
one
seat.
you and the other empty seat,
Yes.
and it's raining heavily. So you opportunity to see your mom and your wife on the road inside the rain. So will you pick?
Oh, that's a tough one. But there's a way I will go around it.
Okay, let's hear it.
I will give up my seat.
Okay. For who?
Me giving up my seat creates 2 seats
Yeah.
Yes.
for them.
Okay.
Then I can manage to stay.
That's inside the rain.
Yeah. Of course, my mother is my mother, my wife is my wife. But then, if I'm to judge by importance, I know my wife comes first.
Okay.
Yes, my wife will come first. But then, seeing my mother, that aged structure or that aged woman, no.
So you give up your
I will
seat.
give up my own seat
So 2 of them.
for the 2 of them to be there.
So what if none of them know how to drive? They'll just stay here till the rain.
In reality,
Yeah.
my wife can drive, but in the case whereby none of them, the car can serve as a shelter.
Why you stay on that rain?
Mhm.
Oh wow! Wow, what a creative, what a creative reply to that. Okay, thank you very much. That's the second one. You know, I thought I was going to ask a question relating to passion driven.
Okay.
Okay, you know, you said so much about passions and whatever you do, you have to be passion driven.
Yeah.
Now, if you are giving maybe $200 million US,
$200 million US.
yes,
Okay.
with that passion you have as a teacher, as a principal, who graduated from the prestigious King's College, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, did the masters in the UK. Now you want to put your passion, just 200 million US. Really, mind, remember, as passion. I know what dollar is now. 200 million.
You want me to be honest? And
Very well, yes, that's why I stuck your mind.
this is not a thing because of the camera. No. And let me use an illustration. One, I will answer the question with this illustration. I will not accept 200 million.
No,
Yes.
naira, sir.
200 million. I will not accept. Why? There is something I call domino effect.
Sorry, before you continue, in the teaching, bro, have you made 200 million years?
I have not, but I can. With the lives you've impacted so far, with the lives you have impacted,
They can give you 200 million.
hello, that is the understanding of domino effect. Domino effect. Look at what is happening in Nigeria today. Just a hit on the fuel sector. What's happening? It's affecting many other areas. It's affecting transportation. It's affecting communication. It's affecting education. It's affecting every sector because there is a hit on fuel. And that is exactly what I'm trying to bring in. You know, you've impacted so many. Now, I cannot trade my happiness
For money.
for money. I cannot trade it.
Oh,
If I remember that somebody is a medical practitioner because of me, if I remember that this person is a high profile because of
but
me,
you also have your family to feed. You
I also have my
other
family, but this is the effect. The fact that I have $200 million and I go to a health facility, do you know, because of my money, the doctor will even charge me like $50 million. But I don't have that money, but I made that person who he is or who she is. Because of that, do you know that person can equally say, thank you for making me what I am today. You can go.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
I don't know if you understand. So it's not all about the money, the truth. It's not all about the
All right,
money.
thank you very much. You've answered the question.
Yes.
I feel our viewers, I will leave them to
Viewers, don't criticize me. Remember, it is stuck your mind. I just stuck my mind.
I believe that is a mind, sha. Anyway, I have my own mind. Which one will you pick? The money or your passion?
The money.
Okay,
Well, it's about the Gen Z.
that's not about James. Even me, I will pick the money.
You pick the money. Well, it's about you. But I still say something that I cannot trade my happiness.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for that. Now, let me ask this question before I hand it over to our host. Aside you as an individual, yeah, what have you achieved so far? And aside being a principal, what other thing do you do?
Well, I know I was expecting this question. I was expecting maybe following some of the things you've heard about me in school. I know this question must have been, she must have prompted you to please do this. Well, aside being the principal, I earlier said I love to see young people reach their goal. I love to work with young people to enable them get to their desired point. So I rightly stated, if I help young people get into company programs, entrepreneurs or entrepreneurship and all that, it's not also wise that I'm teaching people what to do and I'm not getting my. Aside this job, I'm also a consultant in two areas: education area and poultry. I actually have a farm, so I'm a farmer. So it's safe to say I'm a principal farmer. I'm a principal farmer. So I have a farm in Ajebule.
What kind of farm is it? Crop farming. Okay, is it poultry?
Yeah, a poultry farm, and I think I have about 250 capacity layers, and I also manage another farm somewhere around Ibesa, Lusada, of over 5,000 beds.
So how do you manage the work?
Yeah, the whole thing. There are more outside the farming thing.
Okay.
But what I do is everything works with time. I program myself as it is today. I know where I can be 2 weeks later. So I work with time. I give my time here in the school for parents, for students, for teachers, for prospects in school. Then weekends, I give my time to the farm. 1 week here, the other week Ogun State, and this is how I shuttle
it. That means are actually delaying you now as a farmer?
No. I knew about this program, so I was able to manage my time to see that I was supposed to be there this week, but I went last week. So to see that I just make out time for this. So it's giving me another form of experience entirely. There are more things I also get myself involved with. Maybe you wouldn't know, I'm also into music. I'm also into music. I play the saxophone, I play the keyboard, and I'm not like the lead vocalist, but I'm a backup singer too. So these are things I do at my leisure time.
So that means you're going to sing for the vocalist?
I am not a lead vocalist.
You just freestyle verse.
If I had come with my instrument, I would have done something. But I will share a video with you.
Oh, that's nice.
I'll share a video with you when I was doing something around.
Okay. The next question.
Sorry, I didn't also mention. So sorry, I didn't also mention that still within the young people, I also got myself involved in the Scout Association of Nigeria,
Scout, like Boy Scout,
Boy Scout, and World Organization of Scout Movement also. It's like the Scout in Nigeria. I'm also a member of World Organization of Scout Movement.
Wow.
That has to still do with young people. In 2015, I was opportune to also represent Nigeria in as Yamaguchi, Japan, as a delegate. 2017, I also was a delegate to the Africa Scouts region, which was held in Benin Republic. So it has given me opportunities to travel out to represent youth and scouts or young people in international events. So it's still part of it.
Okay. So my question is, what's your biggest regret in life?
That's another tough nut to crack. Regret. You see, I always tell my students, sometimes I leave some opinions open to them. Why? As about talking about regret, I would have had one if my parents chose a career for me, or if someone told me do this because I want you to do this. I chose the path for myself. And whether it's working good or not,
Make it work.
I made that decision, and that's one thing I'm happy about. So for the fact that I chose my path, I chose my career path, I don't think I have any cause to regret. And knowing where it has led me to. Do you also know that I have also, when I took my students to Ghana for the competition, I also got an award for myself as the best teacher in Africa.
Best teacher in Africa?
Yes. I also got an award for myself. The best chaperone in Africa. Like, I was recognized. And if I can be in Ajegunle and be recognized in Africa, then even if nobody is giving me a thumbs up, I think I'll credit myself. Fine. If I had gone maybe to the likes of what they told me to become, I may not have been happy.
Now I saw you talk more of passion.
You understand? I may not have been happy. So getting best teacher in Africa, I also got in Nigeria.
Wow.
Yes, 2024 JA, that's it here. Award of Excellence. JA also credited me with this award. So it's all about passion. It's all about, so there is no cause for regret. And I want to put it to you all there as viewers. Please, I want you to be strong in all that you do. Yes, of course, involve God. Our motto says perseverance and determination. And I think it's also part of what is working. So it's not just we letting the students talk about these things. We also have a way of putting it as a self-practice to ourselves. The vision of the students is my vision. The vision of the students is the teacher's vision. The vision of the students is the gatekeeper's vision. And to everyone that has passed. And now they come back with great testimonies telling us that, truly speaking, perseverance and determination is the only thing that gets you there. Thank you.
Okay, sir, let me ask this final question, or do you still have more questions to ask? Okay, let me ask, how do you cope with, as a principal, parents calling, middle of the night, when you want to sleep, I can relate as a teacher, which I am, and you as a principal, I know you receive more calls. So how do you manage this situation? You are busy attending to these issues, another one is rising, and now, adding to also all the things you mentioned that you are doing, how do you manage to survive?
Oh God. This is the part I don't like. But the job calls for it.
Exactly.
You understand? The job calls for it. And to be frank, to be honest with you, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's also unfortunate that it's not supposed to be the way it is. But because there's something about our parents. Parents want quick response. There are other call lines within the school premises. We will have call centers. But the truth is, because they know that the job must be done and can be done by a mistake booker, they just want to call, not minding the time. And I am also trying to manage this whole thing. Of course, our family, when I just feel like I need to be the husband, and at this point I need to be the boss, there's some calls that will even be coming at night. I always be like, this thing is not nice, it's not okay. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, no problem. I just want to make these parents feel happy. Even when I know these things, see, there is nothing we can do about it. There is absolutely nothing. They will keep calling. And when they call, the first thing they say, I'm sorry, I know I'm calling late. But this. So it's really not something like that we can manage. But then the best option is we have gone as far as getting a call center in school. We also make parents understand that the fact that they have the school's number in my care doesn't really mean that any time they get to call. So for me, what I did was, after the day's business, I was able to separate my school line from my personal line. After the day's business, school ends by 3:15 or 3:30. I still have at least 2 hours to entertain any form of call. Peradventure, my child is not back home. peradventure there's a complaint, peradventure one or two things. I know within that 3:15 to 5:15, most learners must have reached home. It's enough time for parents to assess the activities of their children in the school. It's enough time for parents to also relate. I know you may be asking me, but parents are not back yet. Some of these children get home, their parents are not yet back. So when they come back later in the evening, 6, 7, 8, that's the time they assess, and that's the time the children have time to relate to their parents. Now the problem is parents at that time will now start calling, which is not a favorable time for me. Do you understand? So what we advise is, when things like this go, we advise parents to place the call the following day as regards what happened the previous day. Do you understand? So that helps also. And there are some cases where parents will call that they are angry. They are really, really annoyed. It's a strategy. Sometimes we don't hurriedly pick up the call. Sometimes I don't hurriedly pick up the call because that anger, leaving it to the next day, it will not be as it is the previous day. The anger must have been mellowed. Sometimes school make mistakes, teachers make mistakes. In the attempt of correcting, they may tend to inflict one or two things or injuries. So parents react, and having it on that day is not really ideal. But the best option we do, we either place a call to the parents, it softens their mind, or we take the child ourselves home, it softens their mind. Or in that case, we have the parents come the following day. It's also softens their mind. So there are different strategies. But for answering call 12, 11, no, please, it's not right.
I think we've come to the end of today's segment. But then I know you wonder what's happening on Talk Your Mind. Yeah, we are coming in with different activities, different things to spice up the day. Like today we have a student who is the host, and she made me the co-host. You can imagine, on my own show. Alright, so I think we still have to have this interview again, where you have to talk about mainly about the school, because people want to know Caro Favoured School, Peter. They want to know your facilities, how equipped are your teachers. They want to know Caro School. So I think we need to invite you again on this show to talk about specifically Caro Favoured College. Today is just about you. We just want to know Mr. Ebuka Ughamadu, because people, sometimes I'll post some things and about the school on my page, and someone just come to my name and like, Mr. Ebuka, is it out?
Yeah, I think I once saw that on one of your posts.
Comments always come like
I read
that.
one the other day. I think one of the home economics practicals.
Yes.
When how did this learner present it? He was
said
like,
that doesn't allow
did you
bring phone to school?
Yes, I think I read that too. How did you come to school with phone?
Exactly.
Is Mr. Ebuka still there? Something like that. I was like, I have to just laugh. I said, oh my God. But then it's fun. It's nice. There's something about me. I must draw that line.
Exactly.
I must draw that line. These students are my friends. And at the same time, at this moment, Mr. Ebuka can be fierce. At this other moment, I could be just jovial, I could play, I could talk, But the students, they know it that, no, by the face, they should know that this man is serious. And they also know that by his face, I should know that this man is also jovial and all that, So I give them the understanding that they need to respect boundaries. That is just how I move with them.
Well, thank you very much for this honor on Talk Your Mind. I think we've come to the end of today's segment on Talk Your Mind. My name is Exacting Success, your co-host for just this episode, and our host,
Apago Jessica.
And this time we draw the curtain and say what?
Bye.
Thank you.